Welcome, I'm Spaghetti King. So, in terms of talking about my garden at the moment, there's not technically too much to talk about. Mostly just plans. Um, Mostly just things that could happen. So, I visited my dad today for Father's Day, and my uncle, one of my uncles, lives right next to him, like 2 doors down. So, I stopped at his place, and he talked about giving me a old work table that he has to put in my shed. My shed is a complete mess of junk that I need to get rid of. So he said, I'll, you can use my car and I'll help you out and this and that. Get rid of this junk for you, and then you can put in this workbench and so on. So that's a project. I mean, that's a yard thing, not necessarily a garden thing, but would help me a lot because when I'm cutting down trees or cutting wood or whatever I'm doing, I don't really have any kind of good table or anything to, sit a piece of wood down. So, in fact, I just use this little wooden thing of stairs that right at my neighbor's, against my neighbor's house, and I stand on that and put my feet down to secure the wood, and then I take a handsaw and go like that over it. So, not the best method. So, having an actual work table for that would be quite good. But in terms of plants, it's like got the onions planted, watering those. I've got carrots planted at last, more peas planted, and my mom wants to plant beets in my yard. That would be good. There's more room technically, but I'm pretty happy with it as it is now. Strawberries are coming in good. They probably are almost usable, so they'll be even better by the end of the summer. But yeah, a lot of projects right now. It's like laying more landscape fabric. I have more landscape fabric at the moment, actually, but I don't have any of the little spike things that you need to put them into the ground. So I have it, but I kind of can't place it. And then also, I was planning on putting landscape fabric on the side of my neighbor's house where that grass is. But apparently there's some rule where it's like 3 inches from their house, even if it's on my side of the yard, I can't put things there because it's technically legally theirs. So I guess I'm not putting landscape fabric there, because that would mean I'd have to leave 3 inches of empty grass, which would probably be even more annoying to mow, so I wouldn't exactly be solving the issue. So that plan is out. So now it's landscape fabric on the back of my yard, which I want to do eventually, although what I have now isn't the widest stuff, so it's not ideal for that. What I might use this landscape fabric for is actually the side of my own house, because of all the weeds I pulled out of that. If I landscape fabric all beside that, there's potential for planting things there, or at least keeping things out of the way there, so I might use the fabric for that. I had a bunch of bark mulch that I put in the front of my yard. There's like 5 bags of it or something like that. I already had some bark mulch laid there, but I just emptied all those bags out there. So now the bark mulch is securely on top of the landscape fabric a lot better. And that's the thing, is like, the great thing with bark mulch is that you put it over top of the landscape fabric, and as long as you have enough of it, then the landscape fabric doesn't kill all the plants, although it does a good job at slowing them down. But if you have a bunch of bark mulch on top of that weight, and the fact that it keeps the sun out and all that, you have enough of it, and basically nothing will grow underneath that. You're pretty much secure. So the front of my yard is pretty much secure at this point. The front of my yard, in front of the fence and so on. Back of the fence, I need to get bark mulch on that. Front of the yard is what people see, so that's the one that kind of matters more. At least for the, public relations of it, if you would. But other than that, Yeah, I've got things planted. Those yew bushes, I've been not watering them because they don't really need it. I've stopped watering some of the trees around my house because they don't really need it. Uh, and the yew bushes, I'm just not watering them to see if they respond well to that. Maybe I was watering them too much. So they're just kind of sitting as they are. I trimmed them, and you know they're in decent condition. I mean, yew bushes typically should last fine. Not really much maintenance on them. The tree in the center of my yard, I was watering a lot, and it's grown really big, which is good for the shade cover and so on. But it's probably grown about as big as I want it, so I've stopped watering that as well. So yeah, trees, it's like once they're established, you don't need to do that much. Maybe like the sprinkler or once a week or something. Uh, but yeah, I'd like to get my shed cleared out. I'd like to put landscape fabric in the back of my shed and so on. That's something maybe I could think about. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, so yeah, that's all that is there to update at the moment. Mostly just planning for more things down the line. So with that said, I'm Spaghetti King. I love you all, and farewell.